Hello everyone, this is Ron. Welcome to another King of Fighters All-Star video, and in today's video I'm going to mainly talk about Heidern because I think he is a very important fighter, and considering the fact that we don't even have one single face version of this character, but directly he is coming into the game as an ultimate fighter. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. And on top of that, he is a very influential fighter in my gaming life personally. I think many of you will also agree with me that back in those days when King of Fighters 94 released, or we were playing King of Fighters 94, he was one of those characters always played by those pro players because his technique was kind of complex. He has certain features that requires certain techniques to activate, but those were highly rewarding. So first of all, guys, let's talk about the history of this character, because I really think that he has a very twisted past, and honestly he was initially designed to be a very bad character. That means one of those evil characters, probably a boss or sub boss. But while during this development process, the developers and his designer kind of got attached to this character, and they decided to make him as a good guy character, as a positive character, and also add a very sad story along with him. And his sad story concerns of his family, that is his wife Sandra and his son Clara. Both of them were killed by Rugal Bernstein. Now, why this thing happened, why Rugal Bernstein become so angry on Heidern? So for that we need to check the history, that what happened earlier. Now, this guy was a military person, and he was kind of comparable with characters like Guile, who has like certain values to the family, who is an honest person, and who really want to go ahead by doing something good for the family and the society. And if you go to his profile, you'll see that his family photo is the thing that he likes. He doesn't like anything else but his family photo. So this one single fact actually sheds quite a good amount of light on his character. But he had to lose his family, and who destroyed his family? That is going to be Rugal Bernstein. That Dark Lord killed his wife, killed his son, and not only that, he killed his entire crew. Because what was wrong, what was Heidern's fault? Because Heidern commenced an operation, and as a military officer, he was always going after the bad guys. There's a lot of bad guys in Brazil. For example, people who associated with drug dealing, business of drugs, human trafficking, these sort of things. So Rugal was well associated with these sort of crimes, and one of his trading was captured by Heidern. That was a big amount of, I don't know, probably drugs. That was captured by Heidern and handed over to the government. And that particular thing made Rugal so angry that he promised to destroy Heidern and his life. So what happened next? Heidern was arranging a party along with his soldiers and his families together to celebrate, and he was sort of busy with something, so he kind of came late to the party. And by the time he came to the party, he saw that everyone is dead, because Rugal Bernstein is already here, and he kind of destroyed his friends and family, killed each and every one of them. And back in that time, Heidern was not a match for Rugal at all. Back then he was kind of an ordinary person, weak, and of course not a single possibility to beat Rugal. And Rugal considered him too weak that he didn't even collected his statue as a trophy for his own collection. So you can understand the weakness of Heidern. and he kind of, defeated him, blinded his eyes, and left him to survive the loss of his family, the loss of his friends, but he was still surviving alone. That was the biggest punishment that can be inflicted upon a person like Heidern. And from that day and onwards, Heidern and Rugal became sore enemies, and Heidern took the vow to destroy Rugal and his entire organization. And as a part of that plan, he called upon his old teammates Ralph and Ralph and Clark, called them both from those Ikari team, where they were previously they were colleagues in the previous Ikari games. So he called them and formed a team to join King of Fighters 94, where Rugal is arranging a competition, and that's a chance to face and beat Rugal. And always he had this thing in his mind that he have to take the revenge of the death of his family. And while he was building the team with Ralph and Clark, at some point he came across Leona. He found Leona and he kind of adopted her as a daughter, and with a wish that one day Leona will be strong and she will also be strong enough to fight the evil. And with that intention, he arranged the training of Leona entirely based on his own skills, whatever things he learned so far. Because after getting defeated by Rugal and losing one of his eyes, Heidern went through under a certain amount of training. He trained himself, he made himself really strong. He learned a lot of important stuff. One of those most important things is going to be the Stormbringer. And that thing that Heidern learned, the Stormbringer, this thing makes him totally unique in King of Fighters All-Star. And I'm going to talk about what this Stormbringer does a little bit later. Now let's move on to the story guys. And as he adopted Leona and started training, so all of them together kind of formed this Ikari team. And also you can see Whip also, who joined later. But all the way, Heidern was the ultimate leader and the instructor of this team. And this is why Leona all the way is having a pure respect for his adopted father, not only because he saved her life and trained her, grew her up, but he also gave him all those trainings, all those years of experience in the combat field that made Leona so strong and so effective that we can see in today's Leona that we see so impressive and so strong. All the credit goes to the upbringing of Heidern, guys. So as you can see that Heidern is not only himself an important character, but he is responsible behind the development of one of the most and top female character in the game, that is Leona Heidern, and that is why Leona has her second name as Heidern. So let me show you the video montage that I created about the evolve of Heidern over the years. And as you can see that in King of Fighters 94, this was his build and this was his design. As you can see, the graphic quality was of course not good, but till then this character has certain features and certain strength against the boss. And you see that these type of skills that you can go over the projectiles of the boss or any other enemies. That means you can overtake or override the projectiles. And if you have played the arcades back in those days most characters had a certain amount of projectile in their skills that was usually at the waist level height. Some of them also have had projectiles those are grounded, like of Kyo or Yori, but most of them had that projectile that was on the level of waist, right? But this character was totally able to use this certain skill and override those projectiles. And the thing just he did, this is known as this Stormbringer. This skills allows him to suck up enemies HP and enrich his own HP. I mean, that was incredible back in those days. especially for a character like Heidern, who is a good guy character, but still he can do this vampirish thing and increase his own HP. And he is the only character in King of Fire universe beside Verse who can do this thing. This is incredible. And as you can see, this is the King of Fighters 95 version. King of Fighters 95 brought him some changes, a little bit of improvement, but not really too much. But his major improvement actually came on 2001, which is the version that we'll be getting in our King of Fighters All-Star. And as you can see, he got a lot of speed, and his skills got improved, his abilities got improved, his speed was increased, so he became a really great character. But he kind of was irregular in terms of in appearance, and 2001 we saw his good appearance, but he was really great in King of Fighters 98 as well. And this one is the version of King of Fighters 98, which is one of my most favorite, but because look at this entire effects, he got more powerful, he got more faster, and he can execute his skills more in a complex way. And the developers actually gave him a ton of combos, but he was still kind of hard to play, but highly rewarding if you can execute those skills. But let me show you once again the 2001 version of Heidern, which will be joining in the Ultimate Volume 5. So I'm pretty much excited about how they are going to add this Stormbringer feature to this character, how he is going to decrease the enemy's HP and increase his own HP. Totally, this is going to be an entire new mechanism for any character in King of Fighters All-Star, and I'm really curious to see that how they are going to implement this thing. So this was the brief history about Heidern. I really wanted to make a nice video, but honestly my exams are ahead and I couldn't really spend too much good time for this video. I was stressed all the way, but still I wasted a lot of time. It was not a good video, but anyways guys, I hope you got the point, and I hope to see you guys soon in some other videos. Till then, stay awesome and peace out my friends.